I first met Eric before he even started dating my friend, Amina. We met through some mutual friends at a party, and from the moment I saw him, I was drawn to him. The guy was so handsome, I must say. He had this easy confidence, always laughing, always charming. We didn't talk much that night, just casual conversation, but I felt something. I never told anyone about it. A few months later, I found out Amina had started dating him and I was happy for her, I really was, but at the same time, I couldn't help but feel that familiar pull towards him. It was confusing. I felt guilty for even thinking about him that way because Amina was my friend. She's been my friend from childhood and she clearly liked him a lot. But every time we all hung out together, I found myself watching him more than I should, noticing little things about him that only made my feelings stronger. It wasn't like I planned anything. No. I didn't. I told myself it was just a crush, that it would fade. But it didn't. My feelings for him only got stronger. And then, one night, everything changed. I'm very sorry, but Amina invited me and a few friends over for a small get-together at her place. Eric was there, of course. As the night went on, everyone started leaving, and somehow, it ended up being just me and Eric left. Amina had gone upstairs to bed early because she wasn't feeling well, so it was just me and him, sitting on the couch, talking about random things. I don't know how it happened, but something shifted. The conversation got deeper, more personal. There was a moment of silence, and then he looked at me in a way he hadn't before. I should have left right then, but I didn't. I know I'm wrong there. We both knew what was happening, and before I could even think about it, we kissed. It was like all those feelings I'd been holding back just came rushing out at once. What happened next was something I never thought I'd do. We slept together that night. We had a great sex right there in Amina's house, and it was the best feeling that has ever happened to me. My first sexual intimacy, and with my best friend's fiancé. The guilt hit me immediately after. I knew it was wrong, and I hated myself for betraying her like that. But at the same time, I couldn't deny how strong my feelings for Eric had become. After that night, we didn't talk about it. We pretended like nothing had happened, even though the memory of it was always there. Every time I saw him with Amina, it hurt, but I couldn't say anything. We agreed to keep it a secret. I didn't want to hurt her, but deep down, I knew I had already crossed a line I couldn't uncross. This secret weighed on me for weeks, and I started avoiding Amina, feeling too guilty to face her. But one day, I couldn't keep it in anymore. I had to tell her. I really had to confess it out. I couldn't live with the lie any longer. When I confessed, she was shocked. She didn't believe me at first, but then she just stared at me, tears filling her eyes. It was the worst feeling in the world, knowing that I had caused her that kind of pain. She didn't yell or scream, she just sat for a while and walked away, and for days, we didn't talk. She wouldn't pick my calls, neither reply my messages. I thought I had lost her as a friend for good. Eventually, Amina reached out to me. She said she wanted to hear everything, so I should meet her at the cafe nearby. It was the hardest conversation I've ever had. I told her the truth, that I had feelings for Eric from the start, that I didn't mean to hurt her, but I did. She listened quietly, and then she said something I didn't expect. I forgive you. It wasn't instant. It took time, and she told me it wasn't just about me, that she had noticed other things about Eric. A few weeks later, she found out he had been seeing other women behind her back, too. What I had done was wrong, but it wasn't just me. Eric had been lying to her, playing both of us. In the end, Amina broke up with him. Our friendship was never quite the same after that, but we did manage to rebuild it slowly. She told me she needed space, and I gave it to her. I didn't try to make excuses for what I did, because there were none. I just had to live with the consequences and try to be better moving forward. Looking back, I still regret it, but I'm grateful that Amina eventually forgave me. It wasn't easy for her, and I understand why. I know I'll never make that mistake again. And as for Eric, well, I learned the hard way that sometimes the people we think we want aren't worth the price we pay.